Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a little bit of intuition training, where I read a little bit from my book, just a couple lines or a paragraph or half a page, and then I'm going to expand upon what I was thinking as I was writing it or go into more detail. And feel free if you want to ask questions below the video. And if you'd like to subscribe to me on Patreon, I have a bunch of stuff that I'm offering you. You can see that link below, or if you want to find me and sign up for a newsletter, you can reach me. Again, the link is below, but my website is river-rain.com. So again, reading from a little bit of intuition, I randomly flip open the book and I see what passage strikes me that I want to talk about today. And I opened it today to a section under how I'm developing my abilities and an important concept. So the concept I'm going to talk to you about today is just permission to be right. So people can stay stuck wondering and analyzing what their intuition could mean or if it's real or not real. Once you have calmed your mind and have begun to observe more, it's time to get curious and test yourself. Instead of having your mind on the hamster wheel, I want you to think, if I'm right, then what? This takes you to the next level. For example, you meet someone new and the interaction is awkward. You don't know this person and you worry, am I judging them? What if I'm the awkward one and they are mirroring me? You can go on and on with no resolution like that. Endless questions you don't have an answer to. The only thing you can rely on is your intuition about that brief interaction. So you ask yourself, am I anxious or awkward normally? If not, then this isn't yours. Did I just have an uncomfortable or awkward interaction with someone else and it's still in my energy field? It's possible. If yes, then you ask yourself, is there any parallel between the people involved? If no, then again, it's not yours. Am I judging them? No, you're receiving a vibe and you're trying to understand what to do with it. You aren't condemning anyone as a bad person. They may not be awkward every day. And finally, I would say, what if I'm 100% right about everything I sense in this person? What else do I now sense is true? And stay open to anything that now comes to you, writing it down in a journal. And just remember that developing your abilities is a process and you need space and patience. So the main message of this passage is giving yourself the chance to say, what if I'm right? Because most of the time what we do in society is, oh, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? You know, and you can stay, and we do. Most people struggle with some sort of anxiety now. So most of us say, well, what did that mean? I don't know. Well, maybe I'm feeling this way because maybe that, maybe this, maybe that. I wonder. And we run through just like a head spinning myriad of questions, all sort of doubting yourself. And the more you ask questions in that way, the more doubt you're going to feel. So again, if we go back to like an analogy like that one where you meet somebody for the first time and it's awkward, you know, because that happens to everybody somehow. You can sit there and feel really weird if there's an awkward first encounter with someone, right? Awkwardness isn't pleasant. So how do you make sense of the awkward? Why was it awkward? Well, you know, awkward means just something is off. Something is not comfortable. Something is really self-conscious. Something might be hidden from view. You know, I've had definitely awkward interactions with clients that just sit down for the first time and they're we find out within 10 minutes they're trying to hide something, or that they're doing something that is not very healthy or even legal sometimes. And the second that I sort of caught on to that they were doing something unethical, one guy actually got up and ran from my ran out of my office. And I didn't say a word. But when my eye contact, he knew that I knew, or he knew that I was about to confront him on whether his activities were normal or illegal. And he literally ran out the door. So that's an extreme. If someone's awkward, we're not going to always say that they're doing something lascivious, but that can be one answer why it's awkward. Awkward could also be the person is, we're all in a totally different headspace sometimes, and you're just sort of clashing with, maybe you're feeling really, really healthy and really present that day, and you run into somebody who's just had horrible news, and they're just in the past, or they're feeling really spaced out, and you're trying to say hi, and they're just in their head, and so you're not feeling the flow, and they're not feeling the flow. You're not matching vibration is basically what awkwardness means in some way. And if you're not matching vibration, it could be because your moods are so different, because you're in a different state of mind. It could mean because your values are very different, or it could mean, like we said, maybe there's secrecy. So the thing, instead of running through like, I wonder why, and was it me, and did I eat something funny, and maybe he, and maybe she, and trying to get out of your wonder figure. And instead, if you want to develop your intuition, you got to come back and say, okay, the core thing I felt was awkward. So I'm just going to decide that I'm right. That was awkward. That was off. That wasn't feeling good. We didn't mesh. I didn't enjoy that interaction. Something felt weird about this person. And it's not to judge them as weird, but it's just to say, yeah, I'm right about what I'm perceiving. And that's the basis of what you perceived was awkward. Okay. Now, if you want to take your intuition further, once you've decided, okay, I'm right, it was awkward. Okay, now how do you go deeper with that? Now you try to qualify, where did I feel this awkward sensation in my body? Was it a weird feeling in my head? Did I get a nauseous feeling in my stomach? Did my back go tight? Did I start wanting to tap my foot or shake my leg? Nervous tics? Did I feel like I was jumping out of my skin? Get me out of here. Like, you have to sort of gauge what sensation, where was that awkward sensation? Where in your body, and how intense was it? And that can give you information, right? If it's awkward and you want to jump out of your skin, get me out of here, there's something really off. And maybe you don't want to know what it is. Maybe your message is just, you know what, glad that interaction's done, or this is somebody that I will have very firm boundaries with. If it's like a mild, spacey feeling, awkward, nothing too severe, well, maybe they were having a bad day, or you were. So it's not always about trying to figure people out and have the answer, or diagnose them, or put a label on them and know what's happening in the future. It's not always, it doesn't matter many times if it goes that far. The main information you need is to trust your sensation in the moment, and to make a decision on what's best for you based on that moment. And know that the next time you run into them, it may not be awkward. It might be fine. But if you run into them again and it's awkward again, and the sensation is similar, well, you were right. And now you will decide how you will interface with this person or not. And that is as simple as it can be. From there, when you get good at trusting and acting on that, because there's moments like that all day, every day. If you're in a city, if you work with the public, if you're always dealing with new people around, that'll happen all the time. little subtle moments, discerning who you want to speak to, who you want to open up to, who you want to avoid, who you really avoid, who you are going to help and be patient with, and who you're going to be very firm with. And at the beginning, that's all we need, is to be honest about that before we proceed. If you start to receive or feel more of the clair abilities, clairvoyance, clairaudience, and after you start trusting those basic sensations as being right, and you can expand upon it and say, well, if I'm right, because I'm right about the awkward, I'm also feeling that this person is like, whatever it is, you sense another emotion about them, you sense something else about them. This is how it can develop. And again, you might find over time that you're right. And it sort of doesn't matter if you pick up all this information about others that are right, unless you have a good reason to share it that would be helping someone's life or helping your own life to navigate. Then take the pressure off yourself. Just worry about stopping the hamster wheel of doubt and saying, I keep getting that feeling. I keep wanting to do this. I keep not wanting to go there. I keep wanting to cancel with this thing or that thing. I trust those feelings and act on them. And you'll see that you start to increase your energy and you increase your flow and you will increase your self-trust. And as you do that, your intuition will also expand and grow. All right, that was a little longer than usual, but that was a fun lesson. So for today, give yourself permission to be right. If you'd like to reach me, my links are below: Patreon, Facebook, and my website. And if you'd like a reading, you can reach me there too. All right, have a good day.